Good TV fans, and welcome to Road America for the Simability V8ESC Season 11. This is round 16 and 17. This is a track that features highly on most people's favourite tracks list. It's definitely on mine. We've got a very hot track, 35 degrees at the minute, as we enter a qualifying session, which is a quarter of an hour long. We will then have a sprint race of 30 minutes and a feature race of 60 minutes. Or is it 50? I can never remember. But anyway, I am Pete Bingham, and in the booth with me tonight it's Sam. I was going to say just Sam, but Sam does everything, so it's more than just Sam. Good evening, Sam.
Just Sam is fine. Evening, Pete, and it is indeed 60 minutes, 6-0.
Right, okay. So, we have a lot to talk through tonight, actually. This is a long-standing league with a highly competitive field, all very, very capable individuals. As we watch them all tearing down, is that Hurry Downs? I think it is. Yeah, it is. And then they're going to go into the carousel. We'll talk about the track in a minute. We'll talk about the league first. So let me find the standings for the Simability Cup. No surprise that our leader is the man that we're following on the screen at the moment, Chris Jackson. He is head and shoulders ahead of everybody else at the moment. He's got 1,166 points, with Adam Wright in second place for BSTV on 850. No, Adam. Oh, there is an Adam Wright. I'm sorry. There he is in the BSTV green car. That's an extreme line. Hopefully, he won't be using that one in the race. Third in the standings is Tony Kloosterman. Tony's on 771. So all to play for Tony. 120 points behind, and a few rounds to go. And Tyler Newitt is fourth in the list. Tyler's not here tonight, which leaves the door wide open for Kenzie Newhoff to take fourth place away from Tyler tonight. Kenzie's on 727, only 10 behind Tyler on 737. So as long as Kenzie keeps it all nice and tidy, he will be claiming positions tonight. And we all know how capable Kenzie is behind the wheel of this Mustang. It's quite a tidy paint, that Racing Forces paint, that is. And that's the top five. After that, we have got in sixth Bob Woodhouse, Simon Trendle in seventh, Vincent Skilbeck in eighth, ninth is Stephen Phillips, and rounding out the top 10 is Ant Woodward. So there's a good competitive field. Marco Namela in his stealth black car is in the session, so we may see the Namela effect taking effect tonight. Who's your money on of our... How many races have we got in tonight? I can't even work it out yet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think there's 12 cars. Who's your money on, Sam? Who are you going to put your best euro on?
I will put mine on Marco. Someone needs to do something about Chris' victory, and I think Marco is the one to go for.
I'm inclined to agree with you and absolutely follow that logic. We do need somebody who can take it to Chris Jackson. These few races here hopefully will season Marco ready for our season 12, whenever that comes about, so he can get his practice in here. I don't know what happened in the officials last night. I was too busy trying to get drunk and have suffered most of the day with a hangover, but less said about that the better. And Road America is quite a track. It's got lots of wonderful features on it. If we can jump on board with somebody that's going to do a lap, like Tony K, for instance, here he goes. Straight over the stripe. His centre bar is a bit distracting there, but no matter. We go down Road America straight, or up it, depending on how you deem that, into turn 1. Fourth gear corner usually. I think he's a lot lower than that at the moment. You've just passed turn 2 because it's not really a turn. This is turn 3 that we're nose into at the moment. And then we are hammering it down Moraine Straight, or Moraine Sweep, I think the actual term is, as we head towards turn 5, because turn 4 is now behind us. It's where the bridge was. This is a tight, technical turn. Easy to get bounced out and over that tarmac runoff area as we head up the hill here and into turn 6, which is a 90-degree, perfect right-hander. And again, quite technical. A car keeping out of his way there. I think that was Ivan. And then we are into Hurry Downs after turn 7. I like turn 7, it's one of my favourites. And then this is turn 8. Very, very sharp, just a bit more than 90 degrees. Easy to get you caught out before you head into the carousel, which is turns 9 and 10. That's right, this is 2 turns. And then we'll have a little squirt all the way down here into the kink. Which is a turn that catches everybody off guard at least once in their racing career. We're now into Kettle Bottoms, which is turns, it's turn 10 and 11, I think this is. And then we turn into Canada Corner. This is turn 11. Another one which requires excellent throttle control and get all your braking done in advance of it. Turn 13 here as we go towards the final corner, use the tarmac as a braking marker. This one seems to carry on forever, even though it's a 90 degree, and you will often see people spearing off into the right hand wall there where pit road goes up the hill if they lose control, and then over the stripe again. It's quite a long lap here at Road America. We are currently doing 205s. I'm hopeful, in fact I'm fairly certain we'll see an advance on a 205. Marco Namela, currently your provisional poleman. He's got his livery on now, so that's good. Had a quick change. In his Glacier Racing Holden Commodore. So he's done a 205.06. Kenzie is provisionally the second off at the moment on a 205.59. And only then do we find Chris Jackson on a 205.72. Kenzie's been absent for a few races, hasn't he, Sam? He's had other things occupying his time.
Yeah, but I'm glad he's back, because I think a few races ago he said, I'm not going to race anymore. I think, something happened on track. Like, it sometimes does, and it's good to see him back, and he's on top of it. So that's great. Welcome back, Kenzie. Nice,
yeah, absolutely. Lovely.
To catch that live. But, it's good to see him back, and like all the guys that race this league, I don't think we saw any guy that we said, this one, we would be happy to see him leave.
No.
So
yeah,
all of them are welcome, and if they stick with, that's great. So welcome back, Kenzie.
Yeah, welcome back. And we've had a few like that in the past who we would rather not have racing, but everybody that's in this league currently, right now, are brilliant racers, really nice people. It's such a community. And for anybody out there that's wanting to join a very collaborative community, this is the one. This is the league where everybody helps everybody, to be honest, in terms of setups, racing lines, tactics. We've had all sorts of videos created to help these guys improve, and you can see it in the times and you can see it in the officials as well. They do the strength of field race on a Friday, so last night, and yeah, it's just fantastic. So if you want to learn how to drive properly, proper racecraft, etc., and race against people you can trust, this is the league you need to join. In terms of the team standings, NQR North America lead the way with 2,012 points. BSTV Esports Green are second, and they are some way behind now. 1,606 points they're on. So a good 394 points behind on quick maths. NQR Europe are third on 1,399, and Team Chimera are on 1,195. Simon Trendle and Jamie Wilson, that is. And then Racing Forces, Kenzie's team, in fifth on 916 points. So we've got some good competitive points to be had here in order to change the league up a little bit. and hopefully we'll see some very close racing tonight. We've got Miro Hraski's in, Nikolai Bogatyrev's in, JB Dejoux is in as he learns the car, and Stuart Brown from Symphony Esports. So a good spread of drivers and a good spread of capabilities as well, with I ratings ranging from about 1,800 all the way up to 5,500. So lots of people to learn different things from. Even following a car in these V8s is an education, isn't it, Sam? It's you see a different line, a different braking point, a different turning point, how you hold the throttle. It's all an education, even following somebody else, isn't it?
It is, and it also depends on what kind of stuff you have to race with. I know lower end gear allows you to do less things that higher end, but we saw with Chris, you don't really have to get a full kit to be quick, because he's been quick with crap things.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But I think each driver does have his feeling with the car and do brakes differently, turns the car differently, and that's also why setups come into play. And we know Chris and Tony usually use very different setups, but they achieve the same thing. So.
Yeah. And yeah, it's an intriguing car to drive. This one, it's unforgiving when it snaps at you. It'll just bin you off. But when you get a good lap in, not that I very rarely do, it's very rewarding. You get that grin on your face to say, I've just conquered at least one lap in this car and done it really well. As JB goes a bit horticultural on that grass that's faster than the track. Yeah.
You never had a smile on your face then?
No. Yeah. In the settings, Sam, am I seeing 50 minutes in the setup or not?
I'm trying to find the information. And I think that's 50 people going into the feature race. And feature unofficial 1 hour.
Aha, okay, that's fine. I just got a bit worried there that we had the wrong... oh yeah, sorry, I found it now. That's fine. I thought we'd had the wrong setup. It has been known on very rare occasions before. So, what else have we got going on in here? We've got the Safe Driver Award. Currently being won by... Well, it says Sean Leyland, but I think he's only done... oh no, he's done 900 turns, so that's fine. And then we've got William Blackwell Chambers. He's on 1,806 turns and 0.00554 incidents per turn. And Sean's on 0.00333. So Chris Jackson is the first of the drivers that have done many laps, and he's on 0.00587. And that, folks, is testimony of a true great driver, isn't it, Sam? The fact that he's top of the pile. He's also one of the safest drivers that we have. It never used to be the case, but his tenacity, his practice, the levels of practice that he does, all pays into him being a safe and routinely a routine finisher, a consistent driver. And that's what you need, isn't it, Sam, to score points in these leagues?
Well, the time you spend off track is the time you spend not going forward most of the time, and therefore losing time on the leader. So there's some off track that makes you gain time, like the old Spa off tracks, but most of the time when you go off track, it's because you get an incident or something, and it's not the best way to go fast. And Chris really learned how to go fast, because as you said, he was getting a lot of incidents in the past. It's not the case anymore, like a few of the drivers. So yeah, that's good. Yeah,
brilliant. Chris is also at the top of the Fred Bingham Forever Forward Award for the most positions gained in his races. He's done 47 overtakes. Obviously, the reverse grids have helped him along the way as we sail I think, into what is going to be the race shortly. I'll go through the starting grid when it pops up. There we go. So, your poleman for tonight is that man that we've both billed as a potential winner here, Marco Nemela for Glacier Racing. On a 205.021, not quite in the 204s. Simon Trendle will go off second for Team Chimera. Third will be Chris Jackson for NQR North America. Kenzie Newhoff will go off fourth. Fifth will be Tony Kloosterman. Sixth will be Vince Skilbeck. Adam Wright will go off seventh. Jamie Wilson will go off eighth. Ninth will be Miro Hradsky. Nikolai Bogatarev will go off 10th. And 11th will be JB Dejoux, with Stuart Brown bringing up the rear of the field. We've got quite a spread of capabilities, but we've got some very, very competitive races at the pointy end of this one. So once they've all formed up onto the grid properly, the start marshals will get the lights on, and then we will be racing. Interesting that the top three cars are Holdens, whether that's just a random coincidence, I don't know. The setups for these cars, they are identical. You can literally transpose a Mustang one onto a Holden. We've got lights. We've got no position 3. Chris Jackson has not formed up, and they're gone. So, where is Chris Jackson? He's in pit road, and he's now leaving pit road because the field have passed him. I don't understand what's going on there. I'm not going to ask Sam yet because he'll be absolutely fully employed on the cameras. We see Adam Wright keeping his position there, I think. Nikolai and Miro duking it out, swapping positions on the timing screen constantly.
And very bad start on both camera cars again.
Yes. Not a great launch from either of them. Adam Wright putting Simon Trendle under some serious pressure here and making that stick. Miro doing a similar on Vincent at the moment. He's having to stay on that defensive line in order to make that stick, which he's done. Somewhere at the back of this is Chris Jackson and Stuart Brown way back at the moment. They look like, but has one reset? Has Stuart reset? No.
I saw him as jumped to the pit, and well, there's one thing which is weird, is that SDK showed him 1 lap down, so we'll see when they cross the line if they're still 1 lap down or not. They should have, but we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see if SDK can get its abacus out and get itself back on track. Meanwhile, Marco Nemela's got himself a bit of a gap at the front here, 1.27 seconds, as Tony and Kenzie go into Canada corner here, followed by the rest of the field, really. It's quite tight at the back here. Miro taking more scalps here. That was, I think, Nikolai that he's... No, that's Vincent again. So these guys just duking it out, really. Vincent's keen to get underneath in there, and he's done it, and Miro's gone wide. He's off into the grass. He's not correct in his line for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. As Kenzie tries to effect an overtake on Tony. He's going to do this, I think, because or is he? Tony's been very late on the brakes. That was very good braking from Tony. Kept enough speed in it that he could hold it round the outside there. Oh, is that Vincent? Yeah, Vincent going a bit extracurricular in turn 1 as well. So he's dropped back a little bit behind Jamie. Miro's entered the pits. So I don't know whether he's got some technical issues or something like that. I don't know. As Marco Nemela just says, thank you very much for fighting behind me, guys. I'm away. And this is only lap 2. So, Adam Wright has moved up quite a lot from the start, as has Nikolai. Nikolai's shuffled himself forward. Obviously, everybody got a freebie when Chris Jackson didn't take the grid. I think I heard him say something about he didn't know what happened, so something's happened to affect his start there. Sounds like something technical, potentially. as we're on board with Simon Trendle. Oh, Adam's gone a bit wide there. That's going to open the door here for Simon. That can be a bit dicey where Adam's gone there, because the car wags its tail quite a lot, and he's done well to keep it out the wall as Tony takes his position ahead of Kenzie still. Tony's moved up 3 positions from the start, obviously one of them being the freebie. Good close racing, side by side all the way through the last turn. That might end badly for Kenzie because he'll lose traction coming off that last turn. Might have to slot in here behind Simon. And where's... Oh, yeah, Adam went extracurricular, didn't he? Simon's bolted to the pit wall there. He's not letting anything go. Kenzie has to cede that now. Falls into line. You can see his car twitching. A bit of wheel spin as he left the corner. Good under braking though. Oh, and Tony's gone. Tony has gone. He's in the gravel. That was unexpected, Sam. It was a bit random for Tony to lose it like that.
Well, I think we saw that quite a bit recently. Tony going a bit wide on some corners at the start of the race.
Yeah.
He likes to have a good race and fight for his position. That's probably why. We'll ask him after the race, though.
Yeah, he's giving himself a competition. So Miro Areski's not rejoined the race. So SDK at my end has sorted itself out. Everybody's on the right lap now. And Chris Jackson's now slithing his way through. Yeah. So Kenzie chasing Simon now. So this is going to be quite a good competitive pairing, I think. And Adam, I'm sure, will be catching up with these guys because we know how rapid he is in this car. And he's probably going to draw Nikolai up to these guys as well. Vincent's chasing down Chris Jackson now. So Chris has moved through the field very, very quickly. And you'll see Marco Namela there in first place. He's got himself a 4.3 second lead now. So your prediction, Sam, was absolutely on the money. No pit stop in this sprint session, this sprint race. But there will be a pit stop in the next one. So anything to do with undercuts, overcuts, etc., that'll be evidenced in that race. That was a good curb cam there. And evening to Mike Frost on the chat, who wishes everybody the best of luck. And that's Kenzie getting in front of Simon Trendle. A good place to overtake that, carrying greater speed onto Road America Straight, and then getting it on the inside of turn 1. But he might not have this for very long, because they are now door to door into turn 5 at the end of Moraine's sweep. Might get a bit of a cutback here if you can get the traction, but not this time. And the more these guys are offline and fighting with one another, the sooner the field behind them will catch up. In fact, you can visibly see that Adam has clawed some of the time back. That was wild from Simon there, leaving, or rather, joining Hurry Down's little mini straight. And that's quite a train behind these guys. These guys are at risk of being swamped here. Look at the different lines into the carousel, Sam. Kenzie was very wide and took a narrow exit from it, and Simon's kept it tight on the inside. It's a fantastic corner, that, isn't it?
It is, and you often see people do these two lines. I'm more of a tight turn guy, but I know some people like to get very on the far side, let's say.
Yeah.
You get a bit more speed, but I think you might use a bit more your tires doing that. But you get the speed and you can cover from the guy behind, so, that's a give and take thing.
Yeah, and you could transfer that to carry the speed through the kink as well, which sets you up for Kettle Bottoms, which is a very long straight with a kink in it, which means you can have more of a chance of overtaking. As these guys go door to door yet again into turn 1, who's going to come out the victor on this one? I tell you what, they've got absolute faith in one another, these two. You don't race V8s door to door like this unless you trust the other guy. It's too easy to lose control of the car. And again, side by side. Simon tries to gain that second place back. Lots of bragging rights then. And I can't see them catching Marco now. He's 6.5 seconds, well, 6 seconds up the road. Adam's on these guys now as well. And he's brought his friends.
That's a massive issue in these cars. We saw that in every single category. When you fight, you lose time. But it's even worse in the V8.
Yeah.
You eat the tires, you spin them a bit, and then you lost once and you see nothing.
Yeah, and never better evidence than right there. That was remarkable. So now we've got 6 for second place here. So your 6 are Kenzie, Simon, Adam, Nikolai, and Jamie. Oh, I know, and Chris Jackson's the 6th car. So he's caught up with this lead group now. We'll call it the peloton, shall we? We'll bring some Tour de France stuff into this. As they are door to door again. They must trust each other here, Sam, these two, you know. That's massive respect, isn't it? To get to drive side by side with someone so much. Adam, brilliant on the brakes. Sorry.
It is a lot of respect, but we said it at the start of the broadcast. That's the league. You can have respect with other people, and you know you can trust them.
Yep, absolutely. And these guys have been loving this. This is what they turn up for, this sort of racing. Adam's trying to pick the lock here, trying to get himself in on the action. And that's another thing, what Adam did there. In other cars, like where you've got high downforce, or you've got, you know, ABS, traction control, all the other stability management systems that go on, you might, like, stick your nose in on the inside of another car. In this car, you've got to be absolutely certain that you're going to be able to do the corner and the other car. And he backed out of that because he knew he couldn't.
And remember, these cars do not have ABS. Well, maybe some guys running weird things, which we won't talk about, but
yeah.
By default, these cars don't have ABS.
No, nothing. No driver assists, really.
If you go too deep into the corner, you lock the wheels, then you're either straight into the sand trap or into the car you're battling with. And
yeah,
as we said, respect in this league is one of the most important things, and they won't do that. Well, they will, sometimes it happens, but you know, it's racing still.
Yep. And that was fantastic just there. That was Chris Jackson and Jamie door to door all the way through the carousel. And he's got that done eventually as a result of entering the kink. And now he's gone ultra defensive on Jamie. But again, look at these two again. And these two. It's like the Team Chimera 2x2 show. Sam doesn't know which pairing to look at next on the cameras. This is brilliant. Adam might just have this, but I think Simon's going to carry the speed, and he's got the toe, has he? No, because Kenzie's like gone super defensive to the pit wall. Flashing lights from Adam. 3 wide into turn 1. Won't work, boys. As Nikolai's trying to get in on the show now as well. Chris and Jamie fighting a bit behind has made them drop off a little now as Jamie comes back at Chris. Wow. Oh, Chris has just about kept ahead. So we've got 4 fighting for second place here, and then that pairing. Behind that pairing is a recovering Tony Kloosterman. So if he gets in on this, we might end up with 7 cars for second place here. Marco Namela's on holiday. 10 seconds ahead.
Well, he got his 2
give
seconds
him
of attention.
That was
Can't do
brilliant.
more, Marco. You need to slow down if you want more screen time. It's not gonna work.
That's just phenomenal. Right then. Back into the carousel again this time. There's Tony. Trying to catch up with this lot. So these 4 are getting caught now by Chris Jackson now that he's got a little bit of breathing space ahead of Jamie. And we should see Tony come into the picture there, yep. Just about. Right then, into Kettle Bottoms we go. And then Canada Corner at the end of all this. Kenzie's gone defensive again. And that's no... Ooh, Simon got a massive amount of wheel spin leaving Canada Corner there. They're virtually pushing each other around. Who's that going weird? I think it was Nikolai. Now he's getting a helping shove from Chris Jackson. I don't think that's helped Chris at all. He's had to drop back in. He might be able to have a pop at Nikolai by turn 1, as Simon has a very, very good look at the inside of Kenzie, but he's too far back. Jamie threading the needle underneath Nikolai there. Chris Jackson's got a little bit of damage on his left rear quarter panel from a bit of rubbing. You can see it there, actually. You can see on the left-hand side of his car, on the rear there, you can see the tyre sticking out, whereas the fairing's been pulled in. Right, defensive again for Kenzie. Adam must be thinking, what do I need to do to find a bit of gap so I can drive my car into it? He's nearly alongside Simon there, but that's not going to work, so he's eased off to get a better run. We're nearly at 7 for second place. And that's Vincent catching everybody up now as well. You wouldn't believe this was a sprint race, would you, Sam?
Yeah, definitely not. And can you imagine Bob is not with us because he's doing fancy things at the Nürburgring. So that would have been one more guy into the mix.
Yeah, totally.
Where is Antwood Ward? Because he's at the pace of these guys as well, so that's one more missing. So imagine 10 people fighting for P2. That would be amazing.
I think Ant Woodward said he was being rude enough to get married or something.
Oh, that's the week. Okay. Well, shame on you, Ant. You were racing and not getting married, so yeah. Wish you all the best then. That's silly.
Massive wheel spin there off the final corner for Adam Wright. There we go again. Kenzie bolted to the pit wall. Simon having to go the long way round. And he's not holding it out there. It's too risky letting Adam through, isn't it? So, oh, hang on. He's done the cutback here. And he's fully ahead. I think Kenzie's going to have to give this one up. At least until the next decent turn, which is turn 5 at the end of Moraine's sweep. Oh, who's that super wide? Tony! Tony again. Very odd. Might be worth seeing that again. See if he was helped off, because I couldn't see what was going on in the distance.
We'll have to wait for a bit of...
Oh, yeah.
You know... It's not gonna happen, I don't know.
Can't look away, can you?
Okay, so someone that listens to the broadcast, can you stay into the session? Please stop trying to pass for 30 seconds. We need to watch a replay. Please.
Look at them, they're all over the track. This is insane. I bet they're all grinning from ear to ear. Because I haven't seen any
Okay, now is the time.
contact.
Let's try. Let's try.
Go on, let's see if we
Before
can
they
manage.
get to the kink.
You know, he's on his own. Look, he's on his own. Is he going to get a tyre off? Yes.
Are we on the grass? Yes.
Yeah. And I think he did some of that to avoid his own teammate.
Exactly, that's what it looks like. Okay,
Yeah.
they're going through the kink, and all in the same order. We missed nothing.
Hey! Turn one's going to get tasty in a second. We're, what are we? 20 minutes in? 19 minutes in?
Yep,
So we've
we
still
did
got...
miss something though. Something happened to Vincent.
Oh! Oh yeah, there's only 6 of them. What's he done? It's going to be another tyre off situation, isn't it? Oh no, just wheel spin. And, well, in some cars that's enough to break your front suspension. But he is still racing. Oh, it is. He's had to slot back in. Oh no, it's done, yes, of course, because that's Kenzie now leading. For second place, this is, folks, don't forget. If you want to see who's in first place, you'll have to wait till the end of the race. Because that's... Oh, there he goes, 2 seconds of fame.
2 seconds.
More like 1.1 second of fame for Marco Novella, who is now 14 seconds. That's right, 14 in the lead. As these guys are just being crazy. This is unbelievable racing. Adam trying to force the issue now. As Jamie gets a little wild out of turn 5. Chris Jackson's the 4th car back in this group. As Adam's still trying to find a way just to get in front, and he can't. These two have it all covered off in their own little fight. There's not room for a 3rd car across the track in most of these turns. That's Adam leaving the door fairly open for a Chris Jackson-sized car to get in there. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Got a bit of extra speed leaving the turn though, so he's going to lead into the kink, so that's not going to happen for Chris at this point. That's a little wide from Adam, and that might mean that Chris has got the better drive leading up to Canada Corner. As Adam tries to bolt it onto the right-hand side of the track, block any overtakes. Oh, and then Chris Jackson's been mugged by Jamie. This is crazy. I don't know what to look at next. That's Nikolai taking a position away from Chris Jackson now. Oh no! Oh no, it's happened! Oh, there's lots and lots of crashing. It was fairly inevitable when they were driving so close to one another. We'll have to do an autopsy on that one, Sam. Right, so from above, what happened here? Adam went for it, and there was no room for another car. So then he was the meat in the Chimera sandwich. I think he's tried to straighten up Simon's car here.
I think he's been bumped by Jimmy behind, and then he ended up in Simon's. And, you know, when the cars get together in iRacing, there's that glue effect still.
Yes.
It's better than it was before, but you still have that glue effect, and, well, I don't think there's anything they could have done.
No, definitely not. In fact, the Team Chimera boys have come out of this laughing. They've got 3rd and 4th here. I don't think Simon will see it that way, actually, because he was vying for 2nd place, wasn't he? And now he's scrapping with his teammate.
Yeah, pushing his teammate wide.
You can see just in the distance there, Kenzie Newhoff has 2nd place and a 4-second buffer over these guys. But we're now going to be 4 cars for 3rd place here, and that is a pretty beaten up Chris Jackson's car now. Adam is still going in his what is now a little buggy, because it's at least 2 feet shorter than it was when he started. And he's got no rear wing, and there's all sorts going on with that car now, but it's still going, so good effort. There was nowhere for the NQR guys to go either, was there? Because they obviously went right to try and avoid it, but the crash went right with them. That's
the biggest loser
right.
is Nikolai. Yeah,
yeah.
He's way back now. He's with Vincent, so that's going to be a fight for the end.
It is. And they're both ailing cars. You can see the damage on both of them. Vincent connecting with the wall earlier at turn 6. So we fire it up and over the hill at Road America Straight. And into turn 1. This is going to be Chris Jackson's opportunity to catch these Team Chimera guys in a battle of their own. And if they start tripping each other up, they will become Chris Jackson's victim here. Yeah, this is definitely on. You can tell that Nikolai's down on power. He's probably made a mess of the radiator there by ploughing into the back of Adam's car in that incident.
Well, the
he had nowhere to go. Sorry, go on.
The reverse grid, these two will be second and third in the next race. And looking at the pace from everybody, I think they've got a shot at it.
Yeah, there's
with the
nothing
pit
in
stop because there's the normal effect.
Yes, that's true.
And we've got the guy in the race, so we'll see if it still works. But that's good for Nikolai and Vincent. They will have something to cheer for the next race.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll also mean that Marco Nomela's back in 10th place or whatever the reverse is, which means he's got to fight his way through, which is great. Not going to be 18 seconds in the lead like he is now. That's far too much footage. There's still 4 minutes of this race to go. And Marco Nomela. Is there anyone else in this race, he's asking? Chris Jackson slowly creeping up on Jamie Wilson's Holden Commodore. He's obviously down on top speed because he was getting alongside a lot easier than that before. Not even getting alongside. It's almost like the tow is just keeping him competitive at the minute. Because the tow down Road America Straight is significant in any car, really. It's such a long straight and it's uphill, so you've really got to get out of that last turn with carrying some serious speed. You can see the little emblem underneath the Simability one there of Wild Rides, which is Ant Woodward's company. Tony getting a bit of wheel spin out of turn 5 there. Simability, our sponsor for this series, and we thank them for their sponsorship of the V8ESC League. If you want to see what Simability do, then pop onto their website and you can see how they adapt sim racing gear for people with disabilities or people that struggle to get involved in the community because of physical reasons. The work they do is fantastic. So I'd say, Sam, that Chris Jackson is very much down on top end speed, given that he's not able to do much about Jamie Wilson.
Well, I don't know, because he's been behind these guys since the start, and I don't remember when it started. The damage he got. It's probably not helping, but he's not been able to go to the path that easily.
No.
So there's maybe a bit down on power because he's not really catching the straight, but I'm not sure it's all of it. Maybe
Right.
he hasn't got the speed he had in the previous races.
Yeah, true. Maybe this just isn't his track, but I think he likes this track. I remember him saying something about it. Into turn 5 we go again here. And Jamie's kind of caught Simon. I think the pressure of having Chris Jackson and Tony Kloosterman in close company means that Jamie's getting the loud pedal a bit more. Simon's reacted there, you can see that. And is it me or is Kenzie's lead reducing slowly but surely over these guys? I mean, I don't think it'll be enough, given that there's only probably about 1 minute left, and we'll probably pick up the white flag this lap, will we, Sam?
Yes, I do think so. It's going to be white flag going across the line. Yeah, 30 seconds. It's too much to get the checker, so it's going to be a white flag.
Yep, there we go. He's giving it some on that little stand there, waving his flag. As this lot come powering round. Ooh, and Simon was a bit out of shape. Coming onto the main straight here. As was Tony. But Tony's got like a 3-car tow, so should be giving him a decent advantage. And in theory, if Chris has got some sort of impediment in the car, Tony's in a better place to take points for the team if he can get beyond. Oh, hang on. Nikolai having to visit pit road. Is that penalty points, maybe? You know, incident points? I can't believe that he's generated that many in a sprint race.
No, it's not. I don't know why, but it's not because of a penalty.
So, side by side, Team Chimera into turn 5 for the last time in this sprint race. Don't turn off your sets, folks, because we're going to go into the feature race, the 1 hour feature.
4 seconds for Nikolai. Looks like to me underfueled.
Underfueled in a sprint race.
I'm not sure it's that, but it looks like it is because, yeah, why going for 4 seconds into the pits?
Yeah.
It's weird. And he took his fast prepare as well.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Or he wants to be on pole position for the next race.
Oh, do you think? Oh, you might be right. It would, but it'd be a great move. That promotes JB Dejoux up to 9th place and points for JB. And here goes Marco up the steep hill on the main straight to take the checkered flag in the sprint race. Congratulations to Marco and Glacier Racing for taking the win here. Then we've got Kenzie, who has been losing time. He's been losing time to the 4 cars behind him. And here they are, firing up the hill. And Tony did, in the end, overtake Chris. Was that a given? We'll have to find out if there's a replay of that. I've just had Stuart Brown come up as crashed on my screen. So this was going down Moraine's sweep, and Tony's gone to the outside. Oh yeah, Chris has let him go. So that's what happened there. And then he had a better shot at it. Here comes JB in the Shriners Children's Hospital, nearly. In the Shriners Children's Hospital liveried Mustang. And then Nikolai in his freshly repaired car over the line in 10th place. So, did Stuart Brown have something bad happen?
No, it was 1 lap down. He finished the race.
Right, I see.
To crash just because he stopped on track.
Yep.
Yep.
Right then. So that was frantic. We'll go through the finishing order once it goes official. Right. So, your race 1 sprint race winner was Marco Namela for Glacier Racing. 21 seconds further back down the road was Kenzie Newhoff for Racing Forces in second. Simon Trendle was finished third for Team Chimera with his teammate right behind him, Jamie Wilson, in fourth. Then Tony Klusterman immediately behind him for NQR North America and his teammate, Chris Jackson, in sixth. Adam Wright finished seventh for BSTV Esports Green after the incident in the last turn. Vincent Skilbeck finished eighth for Wheelie Mayhem Republic after taking damage. JB Deju finished ninth and gets some decent points for LMT Racing. Nikolai Bogatira finished 10th for NQR Europe. Stuart Brown finished 11th for Symphony Esports, and Miro Urowski did a bit of a reset thing and came 12th and last in the sprint race for PCS. What a frantic race that was. That was bonkers. So we will let them have their few minutes of warm-up. I need to extend this, don't I, Sam, when they grid?
When they grid, yes.
Yeah.
And do you remember the command?
I think it's grid set 2 or exclamation mark grid set 2. So I think I've got it all sorted. I'm on it like a carb on it. So let's have a look at the rest of the series. We only have Winton, which is a known track, and that will be for the rounds 18 and 19, another sprint and feature on June the 11th. And then we've got a bit of a jump to July the 9th for the last round of the season. And we don't know where that'll be yet because iRacing haven't, as that I know of, announced next season's officials. So because we follow the official calendar, we're yet to find out where that'll be. But that will be another endurance race to round out the season. And the last one, which was at Donington, was brilliant. So you won't want to be missing that one. What else have we got going on while we wait for this warm-up session that nobody, I don't think, is taking advantage of? So we have tomorrow is the episode 2 of the Poopcast. So if you want to be inclined talking utter rubbish and some sensible stuff about racing, find out what goes into Garage 101 that we never want to see in racing ever again, and listen to our guest speaker, who I think I know who it is, but I'm not entirely sure. Then tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we will be doing the Poopcast. Next Wednesday is GT4 TCR at Imola. The last time we went to Imola, it was great. Highly competitive racing, and door-to-door action for the TCRs and the GT4s. And on Saturday the 4th, which in the UK is the Jubilee weekend, we've got the Alt F4 Season 1 rounds 5 and 6 from Hockenheim on the GP circuit, which is 2 30-minute races. Those races in that series have been dramatic and fantastic all the way through so far. So that one is definitely one not to miss. Somebody's out on track. Oh, there's a few people out on track now, which is good. So we can talk about the head-to-heads. We are...
Good luck.
Yeah. So, I think this is... Yeah, so in race 10, I think that'll be, we've got Vincent versus Adam for one of them. And at the moment, Adam is winning that because he got 102 points in the last endurance race. And Vincent got 54. And Adam just finished higher than Vincent in that race as well. So we will have to see, whether he comes out on top at the end of it all. I'm sure he will. And then we've got Chris Jackson versus Tony Klusterman. Now, in the Enduro, Chris Jackson beat Tony 150 points to 88. And in that just in that sprint race just then, Tony finished higher than Chris. So we'll have to figure out at some point who came out on top there. And race 12 will be the final. So it will be... right. So we end up with a playoff and a final in race 12. Right, okay. So also race 4 for Vincent, Adam, Chris and Tony at the moment in the head-to-heads. Still don't fully understand it all, but never mind. Don't have to. Right. Who is so confident that they're not out on track? Most of the field at the moment. There's only Vincent actually doing laps. Have we had any change of temperature? Track temperature.
You said there's not a lot of people on track, but usually when I race V8s, I liked to take my 10 minutes break because you see that battle going for like 20 minutes until Adam completely crashed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so exhausting. I feel like I need those 10 minutes, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, that will take the 10 minutes to just relax a bit, get some fresh water, and some other things. We all know what. Just get ready for the second race. I'm sure they've been practicing a lot for this race, so they don't need these 10 minutes. Maybe just one lap or two, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, even driving a lot of stuff. Well, say that. You have nothing to push for. It wasn't an easy race for you. No, joking. Even driving alone is tough. I do agree. You still need to keep your focus in, and the car is still the same, so it's still super hard, like, to get it, stay on track and push for the extra. Man, that guy is just... Yeah, I'm sure you made Nikolai pit for nothing, but that's fair enough, It's good for the competition.
It is, and I kind of agree with Marco as well, the same as you. Driving alone I find very difficult because when I'm driving behind other people, they're showing me where they're braking, where they're turning in, like I was mentioning earlier. And some of that thought process, the effort to think about those things, is done for you. And you brake, ever so slightly after they do in order to get a bit closer. Or if you know you can't overtake on that corner, you'll brake at exactly the same point. Whereas when you're on your own, you've got to make all those decisions yourself. You're trying to be, optimizing every corner on every lap. And I have a problem in that my brain just wanders off. And I'm thinking, which room am I going to decorate next? Or I wonder what should I have for dinner? And,
That's why you always crash then, because you're always on track.
Yeah, this is true. I'm generally circulating all on my lonesome. We've got a couple of people who've left the session. I don't know whether they're just rejoining as they reset their equipment or not. But Miro has left the session and Stuart Brown has left the session. Hopefully we'll see them back for this feature race, this 1 hour feature. And yes, it was touch and go as to whether we'd get an extra lap in this sprint race. Should have mentioned that at the start. And Marco did it, and that is what forced an extra pit stop there from Nikolai. What other secret information have I got? Just one sec. There it is. So, 28 laps, maybe 29. So let's see if Marco can push for an extra one in this one. We could see pit stops as early as lap 10 and as late as lap 18. So that's quite broad this time. Most races we've seen, they've kind of split it in half though, haven't they, Sam? They kind of pit on the halfway point. So probably about lap 14, lap 15, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends what you're looking... what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And how are your tires after the start of the race? I know when I'm in a battle with someone at the start of the race, I usually pit early because I tend to kill my tires to get in a position to lap myself on my own. or just chasing someone and not battling, because I know it hurts the tires a lot. And in these conditions, I pit early, but otherwise, maybe pit later to get good tires at the end. But we'll see. Thanks for the
Yeah,
grid.
we'll see.
Don't forget to extend it.
Oh, I've already done that. So, your pole man in the feature race this evening, the 1 hour feature race, will be Nikolai Bogotyrev for NQR Europe. JB Dejoux will go off second for LMT Racing. Vincent Skilbeck will go off third for Wheelie Bin's Mayhem Republic. Adam Wright goes off fourth for BSTV Esports Green. Chris Jackson goes off fifth for NQR North America, with Tony Klusterman next to him on the grid in sixth for NQR North America as well. Then we've got the two Team Chimeras on row 4. Jamie Wilson ahead of Simon Trendle, 7 and 8. Ninth will be Kenzie Newhoff for Racing Forces. Last time's winner, Marco Nemela for Glacier Racing, will go off 10th and make his way through the field. Stuart Brown will go off 11th if he's returned to the server, which I don't think he has. And Miro Hraski will go off 12th for PCS if he also is in the session. Everybody seems to be formed up on the grid, and I don't think we've got those two drivers in the session, have we, Sam? Certainly doesn't look like it anyway.
No, we don't, and missing Kenzie as well.
Oh, right, okay. Kenzie not forming up for this feature race.
Probably just waiting for the last minute. Well, last second, in fact.
Yeah, there is some tyre temp advantage from doing that. And we'll have to see whether he is going to do a pit lane start. There's sometimes an advantage to doing that and keeps you out of trouble. But he's now joined the grid, which is good. I've just seen his car appear as if by magic. And we should start to get lights. We have lights. And a pretty good start there from Chris Jackson. In fact, there was a good start from everyone apart from one Team Chimera car who's been left for dead, Jamie. Marco Nemela hanging back. Doesn't want any of this, you see. Oh, that's going to end badly, is it? Bit of shoving and shunting. Vincent Skilbeck taking to the grass.
I think looking at the thing, without looking at the replay yet, that's netcode, definitely.
Ah, okay.
The way Vincent's car and Adam's car went from each other, that's just... Yeah.
Yeah, obviously netcode doesn't exist according to iRacing, so it's Solid Air that caused that.
Yeah.
There's
if Tyler was listening, he would say, it's not netcode. Netcode is something else.
Yeah, he would. But he's not here.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, JB's round. Oh, no. That's the same place that Vincent ended up in the wall in the last race. Kenzie Newhoff has taken 5 places from the start. Adam's car is showing damage on both sides. Both sides.
Now the question is, did JB add some help?
Yes. And was the help from the same car that was in the incident at turn 1? So Adam is trying to check out here. He's got himself into the lead. Marco Nemela's just dispatched Simon Trendle. And that wheelie bin is looking very damaged as... Is that Nikolai? Yes, Nikolai goes wide at Canada Corner. Taking a safe journey back onto the track, which is great to see. But he is going to get shuffled towards the back here now.
Okay, back to the start.
Here we go, start of the race. From above. So Adam... Oh, yes, you're right. There was some netcode in that. Oh, there's lots of netcode in that because one car's inside the other there.
There were, in fact, I contacted Adam trying to avoid JB, and then the iRacing thing with Vincent being in Australia and Adam in Europe made the thing jumpy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that the cars were inside one another also suggests that there's something weird going on technically. As JB Did he get help? Or did he just panic? He just panicked on the gas.
And alone.
Yeah.
He managed
And he threaded that needle.
Yeah, nobody was hit by JB at the same time. That's, yeah, insane. Oh, that's...
Whoa, that's wide. That was wild. And that's Vincent Skilbeck to the lead of the race. So what happened to Adam's lead? And Kenzie is just like a man possessed. He's up 7 places from the start. He's in 2nd place now. Marco Namela's mired into the field. Adam's losing places quickly now. That was Chris Jackson that's just put him back a place. That's actually put Adam back to his start position for the feature. Now, I think that Marco Namela's not too keen on getting to the front necessarily. I think he's got a fuel-saving strategy back here and a pit strategy that might mean he ends up at the front of the field. He's having a look though, so maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree there. He's a very good tactician.
Well, he's been alone for a world race, and now he wants a bit of action, you know.
Yeah, so get on the cameras for a bit.
Staying in the back, feeling, you know, I still have like 6 cars past, so that's a bit of a fight for me for at least a few parts of the race, which is good.
Yep.
And but yeah, I mean, probably the other reason is he probably wanted to avoid some of the crashes that might have happened at the start, the first few laps. Because you know, these were really easy. And nothing against JB, but we all know he's a bit slower, he's new to the car, he's getting used to it, and his lap times are a bit down on the guys that are racing the car for like 3, 4, 10 years. You know, so
yeah,
it's normal, but you might not want to be involved in that and trying to keep your car clean to get you through the whole race. As we see Tony for a pass.
Yeah, clean move that on Jamie Wilson. These Team Chimera cars, they seem addicted to going too wide into every corner, every lap. Jamie's come out of that on top, shuffled Tony back. Marco Namela is the next one to have a look at Tony's car. Tony shuts the door on him there. Great racing from these Team Chimera cars on this particular weekend. Up at the front, we've got 3 cars scrapping for first place at the minute. Back here, of course, we've got this lot going on. So this is Marco Namela trying to do the outside. There's a reason he's trying to do the outside, and it's because the next turn is to the left. But he got his tyre on the grass, which meant he lost all his momentum. So that didn't work on that particular occasion for Marco Namela. As we finish the 3rd lap. And as we said before, quite a few laps in this particular 1-hour race. So this is for the lead here. Vincent is your race leader. Kenzie in 2nd has made his way through 7 others already. We're only on lap 4. That's Adam, who was... Oh, sorry, I missed a car. That's Chris Jackson there in 3rd. And then Adam in 4th, who was leading this race for a short time. As Kenzie goes for a move on Vincent, and he... Whoa! That was tight, wasn't it? Left nothing behind. Lock up there from Simon Trendle.
It's tight, and it was easier to manage whilst there were 8 battling for the same position and not 4 in a battle than the other 4 in the battle. Even though Jamie's getting away from Marco, Tony and Simon.
Simon's wild out of turn 7. think he's cooked his stuff. He's melted his tyres a little bit. He needs to let them cool for a bit. Whilst Kenzie does his best to try and get away at the front of this group now. So let's see what Chris Jackson can do about Vincent Skilbeck, if anything. He's having a look already. He's not waiting, it doesn't look like. That's only letting Adam get nearer, and then we've got Tony and Simon Trendle scrapping further back here. Cameraman being fully employed tonight again, switching from battle to battle. So that's the first group, those 4 cars. And the second group is headed up by Jamie Wilson, with Marco Nemela sat in his slipstream at the moment. Obviously the cars will be heavy with fuel. And Kenzie not being allowed to get away. I thought for a moment he was going to check out a little, but Vincent seems to have sorted his stuff out, and he's kept him to just over half a second. Chris Jackson looking very interested in Vincent now, though. It's easy to overdrive these cars and cook your stuff, melt your tyres. Bit too heavy on the brakes, bit too eager on the gas, and you end up doing a lap that's 1 full second slower than the last one, just because you got no traction. Adam Wright having a very close encounter with a Chris Jackson at the moment. As they go through the kink, he might have a reasonable run, but he's let too much of a gap get in front of him there. Marco Nemela slowly creeping up on Jamie.
And they are both catching the lead group.
Yes, they are. Adam Wright's last lap wasn't particularly clever, so slowly falling into the path of Jamie Wilson. He's got toe now, though, but then Jamie has toe on him, so. And Marco Nemela has just posted the fastest lap of the race.
2 laps in a row.
2 laps in a row. Ooh, Adam. He stayed off the track while other cars went past so that he didn't cause any more issues. But that has shuffled him right down the order now. He's that's 7th place he's filtered back into. I think that was just under braking. I don't think there was anything more sinister than that. Down Moraine sweep here, following Simon Trendle. And the 2 Chimera boys find themselves line astern again. As Marco has obviously done that overtake into turn 1, has he? I think we may have missed it. Now he's starting to pull away from Jamie already. There we go. No, he's not popped out of the slipstream there at turn 1. Oh, Jamie's gone a bit wide and had to check up a bit because of Adam. Alright, so that's the explanation for that one. And then back to real time. So Kenzie not being allowed to get away. That's a good sign for the rest of the race. But not for Kenzie. And we know how fast he can be. We've seen him lead by significant margins before. So the fact that they're managing to tame him means we're going to have a decent race and a spectacle at that. I think this will all start to shunt together in the next couple of laps, so we'll have quite a few fighting for the lead again. It's funny how these races like ebb and flow. We're on lap 7. Two Team Chimera cars trying to keep with Marco Namela, and that'll help them pull onto this lead group, which is basically now it's a 4-car fight for the lead. Down Hurry Downs into the left-hander at turn 8 and into the carousel. Again, slightly different lines. Most people taking the middle of the track at the minute. That'll obviously change as tyre wear goes through its evolution. Marco Namela has caught up with Chris Jackson. Has that Adam gone wide again? And then the two Team Chimera cars super close together now. Jamie leading Simon at the moment. That might change soon. I think Simon's got a bit of a run on this now. Formation flying from Team Chimera, and Chris Jackson letting Marco Namela go. So that would suggest that Chris is on a fuel strategy, wouldn't you say, Sam?
Well, either that or he's got damage we can't see. I'm not sure when got, if that's the case. Oh, you're just thinking, I have nothing for these two guys in front, and I'm gonna let Marco do it and try to follow him. I don't know. Hard to tell right now.
It is. We saw the two Team Chimera cars switch positions just now. It looked like a competitive overtake. And we do know that they both like to race, so that's good. Chris has got a little damage, but I don't think that'll be impacting the car too much. It's just a little bit of a rub against the right rear quarter panel. And Marco's already found Vincent. Super smooth from Marco through turn 8 into the carousel. You just kind of let it roll through this bit. A little bit of gas to keep you pointing in the right direction. Use the gas to steer the car through there. And then back on. Careful through the kink. It's claimed many cars. Massive pile of scrap metal around that corner in most races. Shows his nose and his intention alongside Vincent, who is on the brakes earlier. Marco straightens his car up and gets a bit of a fight out of Vincent there. Chris Jackson now looks like he doesn't want Marco to get too far away and gets a massive bag of wheel spin out of the last turn, which is just going to ruin his straight, really. It'll take a while for the toe to take effect, and by that point he'll have run out of straight. So, good. That's Vincent going fully sideways into turn 4. Sorry, turn 3, which isn't turn 3, it's turn 2. So That's shuffled him back. That was all on his own under braking. Bit of a brake bias issue there, wouldn't you say, Sam? When the back end tries to swap with the front?
Well, it might be. Just a bit of the grass.
Right. No,
That's
we've
also
seen a
an
few do
issue
that.
that, you never know. It's hard to tell, but we'll see maybe a bit more on the replay using another camera angle.
Oh, you called it. On the
like
grass.
Yes.
Yeah, nice call. And you want to get as far to the side there as you can to, broaden out that turn, don't you? Because it's quite sharp.
Well, it is, and as we said, these cars, they don't like turning. They're really tough. So to get the most out of it, you really need to get as far left as you want, as you dare and as you can, to try to maximize the corner entry and the corner exit as well, to get the most of the speed for very long straight as well.
Yeah. Marine, he is very much. Marine Sweep's a big straight, but then so is Road America Straight, which is where they're approaching now. I don't think Marco's fuel saving in this race, because he's made his way forward 8 places. Same as Kenzie, the car in front of him. These two are showing their class tonight. There he goes. Fantastic overtake. And, good overtakes, it takes both cars. One has to be the aggressor, and one has to be reasonably compliant. Otherwise, you end up in a 2-car scrap metal pile and arguing about it later. So let's see if Marco does what he did in the last race and completely checks out. We're on lap 10. The earliest that we would see anybody, and then them still be able to make it to the end of the race on their fuel. Just on basic maths, it looks like it'll be a 28 lap race, not a 29. We would have needed much faster initial laps in order to achieve that. Marco's got himself half a second's worth of lead, and I don't know that he's going to drop Kenzie very quickly. Chris Jackson is third in line now, with the 2 Team Chimera boys. You can just see them both in shot there. Trailing this group at the moment, or this pairing, and Chris Jackson as well. Simon is definitely catching Chris Jackson very quickly now. He's got in his toe. Adam Wright, I think, has just entered pit road. There he is.
Well, he's been off track a few times, so I guess if it's the earliest he can go in, he might take tires, repair the car if he's got damage from the contact, because that was an heavy contact, even though it was a bit of a calculated thing from the sim.
Yeah.
Might have damage from that.
Yeah, could do. Might have made the car handled badly and end up in those other incident generating events. A little bit sideways and a bit of wheel spin from Kenzie's not going to do him any good in keeping up with Marco. Marco's just over a second ahead now. But Simon is definitely catching Chris Jackson. He's brought that down to 0.8, and it's dropping quickly. He's got a better line through the first part of the carousel, and maintaining it through the second part. So really good carousel on this lap for Simon Trendle. And I think Chris is slowly catching Kenzie as well. So these three are going to get together about the same time if they carry on gaining on one another at the same rate they are doing now. Oh, bit of a slide coming out of the last turn for Simon Trendle there. And both Chimera cars have peeled off to pit road. That promotes Tony Klusterman forward in the field. Nikolai Bogatyrov is on pit road now as well. Marco Namail has stretched it out to 1.5 seconds. We'll have to see what the effect of the pit stops are, Sam, because once these guys filter back out again, after they've done their pit stops, we'll have to see whether there's an overcut or an undercut or nothing at all in it.
Well, you should have a good advantage to start with for like 1, maybe 2 laps, the lap times here.
Yeah.
Regarding it's a very long lap, so the effect send for less laps than on a sport track, of course.
Yeah, and if you pit earlier, you don't allow yourself the time to do any serious fuel saving, do you? So you're not going to benefit from a reduced stood still time.
True. And you don't run the car dry, which sometimes people don't like it. Depending on the track and the setup, I don't like running a light car in the V8s, but
No.
sometimes it's very beneficial because you do gain a few tenths for running
Yeah.
a light car.
Yeah, I always liked to have fuel in the car. It made it seem more stable with the extra weight. So, Kenzie's doing a reasonable job of not letting Marco get too far away as Chris Jackson peels out of Kenzie's tow and goes to pit road. Adam now with a fully fixed car. Well, it's still showing damage on our screens, but he's probably had that fixed. What sort of times is he doing? Well, he's going a bit extracurricular again. Maybe he didn't get it fixed, Sam. Maybe he's keeping his fast repair for
Yeah,
in
I don't
case
think he got it
something
fixed.
bad.
And I don't know if it's just a mistake, he forgot to take the thing.
Uh-huh.
Because I would have get the fast repair regarding the code he had. I'm
Well,
not
that's
sure
gonna
it
be
was
close.
the best decision.
Right. So that is Simon Trendle coming out of the pits behind Chris Jackson.
Yeah, 2 seconds different with pit stop time, 21.7 for Simon and 19.6 for Chris.
Wow.
And Jamie did 23.3, Adam 24.3. So very, very short stop from Chris.
Very. I don't understand how he manages it. He's going to have to manage his fuel for the rest of the race if that it becomes an issue. So the top 4 that are currently on track have not pitted yet. That's Marco Namela, Kenzie, who's 1.8 seconds behind at the moment, Tony, and Vincent Skillback. All the rest of the cars have visited pit road and changed tyres, topped up fuel, and here comes the race leader. Kenzie goes again and becomes the effective race leader for a while. Tony Kloosterman into second place, and Vincent into mend his wheelie bin from the solid air incident at the beginning of the race. Chris Jackson wringing its neck at the minute, I think, is the best way to describe this. Track position being highly important in this car. Although Simon, I think, may well be doing a faster lap than him. Simon Trendle's just set the fastest lap of the race at 2:06.91.
And that's the undercut from Simon on Marco, even though Marco did a 1 second more pit stop. But Chris, with his very short stop, is now ahead of everybody.
Yeah, so let's see what his race needs to look like from this point on, because if he's been stationary for a shorter time, that would suggest he's taken on less fuel. Maybe he's marginal to the end of the race, or maybe he knows that everybody else has taken more fuel than they require because it's going to be a little bit shorter. Who knows? What I do know is Simon Trendle has pulled the pin because he's absolutely on it at the minute. Although visually you can see that Marco is pulling away at the moment.
Yeah, Alpha Lab on the tires now, they're up to them, and they must be very good because I don't know what the track is. Yeah, 34. So it's good, you know, having fresh rubber. I'm sure he's gonna go and chase Chris now because the next 2 laps, this is where he will gain the most time on all the other times.
Yeah, nice grippy rubber into all the corners. Means he's going to carry more corner speed. Get back in that slipstream, which he is now in. So he's just breached the 1 second gap to the car in front. We've got 2 cars, Kenzie and Tony, yet to visit pit road. And they're doing times, well, they're doing about 1.5 seconds slower than Chris and Marco at the moment. Simon's time not as rapid as his previous lap. Marco's cut his 1 second down to 0.6 of a second already. Moraine sweep we go. Smoothly into turn 5. It's not a corner you want to charge at, even though a lot of people do. It just punishes you for too heavy braking. It's downhill into the corner, that's part of the issue. So the weight transfers to the front of the car more heavily, and you've got more chance of locking up. Same into this corner here at the end of Hurry Downs. Easy to run wide there, and very easy to get on the gas too eagerly, and it spits you into the inside wall, the left hand side. Look at him close up in the carousel onto the back of Chris's car. Closing up's one thing though, overtaking something completely different. So, and a bit on the grass there from Marco Namela. Got very twitchy behind Chris's car. And already having a go and making it stick. Fantastic driving. Chris maybe not pushing it because second place gets him a bag full of points and points for Simability, and NQR North America. So, we'll run you through the order at the minute. So, 2 cars not pitted, Kenzie Newhoff and Tony Kloosterman. First and second at the moment. Then you've got these guys, Marco Namela and Chris Jackson, with Simon Trendle just in the distance there. Is he closing in? He is. He's closing in slowly. He's doing the same times as Marco Namela at the moment, with Chris Jackson being a little bit slower, 4/10 slower. Jamie Wilson's another 1.5 seconds back. He might just be in shot. Oh no, he's not. He's 7 seconds back. Sorry, that's my eyesight. So he's dropped off after the pit stops quite a lot. Adam Wright is a further 10 seconds back down the road from Jamie. And then Nikolai Bogotyrev and Vincent Skilbeck all in close company at the moment as Kenzie pits from the lead. Promotes Tony Kloosterman to leading the race. Delosa's pit stop though. Oh, that's wide there from Nikolai. He's under pressure now from Vincent. Vincent's vanished and then strobed back in again on my screens. Amazing though to think that we've got several continents represented in this race as Kenzie launches from pit road.
Long pit stop. 30 seconds pit stop.
Why would that be?
That's a good question. I don't know. Overfueled?
Taking a full set of tyres? Or would you'd always take a full set of tyres with these cars.
It's covered in like 8-9 seconds, so definitely full set of tyres.
Yeah.
Maybe he forgot to take the tyres and he had to do it afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
If he comes in for an interview, we'll have to ask him because that 30 seconds, it's too much. I don't see why.
No, and it's shuffled him back in the pack now, so he's in 6th place, whereas before he was fighting for the lead. Yeah, he's lost 10 seconds to Simon Trendle. And more than that to Chris Jackson, of course. And here he is now, so Kenzie just in front of Adam Wright. Oh, has Kenzie done something?
While we watch this, but yeah, something happened with Kenzie. Yeah, fresh tires.
Too hot into turn 8.
Yeah, cold tires, and you miss your braking point and you overshoot the corner.
Mm-hmm. And Vincent still trying to get on top of Nikolai Bogotyrev. And Tony Kloosterman should come out in either 4th or 5th, I think. Depends on his pit stop, or pit still time. And he's now rolling. So he's come out just in front of Kenzie. It was a good pit stop from Tony Kloosterman, actually. Vincent's They wanting to get alongside Nikolai now. Maybe at turn 5. Ooh, a bit of contact. Only a little bit of rubbing. Simon Trundle chasing Chris Jackson. Marco Nemela's 2 seconds ahead now of these two. So he's not sprinting away like he did in the previous race. But he is stretching that lead out. Nikolai still trying to keep with Vincent further back in the field. It does look like Simon's closing in here though. Sideways slide out of the final turn for Simon Trundle now. Look very cool. I don't think his tyres are very cool now. Simon's definitely catching. He's taken another couple of tenths out of Chris. Good on board here. Should get a good amount of terror going down. Rain's sweet. And you'll see what I mean about how downhill it is into turn 5 here. Very steep this bit. Just in the main bit of braking. And then you tip it in. The turn helps you turn if you're on the very inside apex. Just watch the working travel on the shock absorbers underneath. Everything very nicely simulated by the iRacing service. Brilliant camera work.
Well, maybe not this time.
Oh, hang on.
But
I've
it's
just
Chris'
realised.
fault, not mine.
So. Yeah, runs it wide.
Same mistake as Kenzie made on
Yep.
the pits.
Somebody's greased the track there at turn 8.
Well, the only guy in front is Marco, so
Yeah.
should rename it into Mario.
Oh, yeah. Banana skins on the track. So that puts Simon Trundle in second place. He's got good pace. He's still lapping slightly slower than Marco Nemela. By 3/10 on that particular lap. But Marco was doing a lot more damage in the sprint race, that's for certain. We're on lap 20, so we should see 8 laps after this one.
Yeah, the difference between the sprint race and this one, there's 2 differences. Marco started 10th, which doesn't have to get a big gap, like 2/3 in a race. And also, we had like 7-8 cars battling for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Which did not happen in this one. So there's these 2 factors. Nikolai is not giving up.
No, he's sticking with Vincent, that's for certain. Giving him a race and something to think about. Much better line into turn 5 as well. Vincent takes turn 5 very wide. There's a lot of people do that in officials when I've raced as well, but you don't always get the best levels of grip taking that line. Evening to Martin Brennan on the chat, who's said he's only a little late. 3/4 of the feature race late. But welcome anyway. Didn't see that Ant Woodward and Stacey or Stacey are on the chat as well. Clyde just getting dropped now by Vincent. .2 seconds back. Still the closest battle at the moment. There's Marco Namela trying to find himself some lonely track to drive on, the same as the sprint race. End of moraine sweep. Lovely line, nice and controlled. A little twitchy in the background there from Simon Trendle, who is still just about lapping a bit quicker than Chris Jackson, but I think Chris is slowly going to start reeling him in now after his off-track excursion at this turn. At the end of Hurry Downs here, turn 8. He's got it collected, then and all sorted out. Then he'll want to be pulling back onto the back of Simon Trendle's Holden Commodore. Jamie Wilson a little bit further back down the road, 10.5 seconds further back down the road. So it's not worked out quite the same in this race as it did for the sprint race for Jamie Wilson. Then we've got Tony Kloosterman. Trying to charge forward from where he started. He's one place up from where he started this race. And possibly hoping for a better finish. And then Kenzie with his overly long pit stop. He's currently in 6th place. And Adam Wright is a few seconds back down the road from Kenzie, 5 seconds-ish. You can see the visible gap to Vincent there, who's he's nearly no, he's not. He's nearly 1 second, or just over 1 second, sorry, back, and closing. So he was 0.2 faster on that lap. And then we've got Nikolai, who's just about hanging on. It's been 1.2 seconds for the last 2 laps, so he's keeping pace with Vincent ahead of him, just about. So we'll probably see a 3-car fight for 7th place shortly. And then JB Dejoux, the last running car, 10th place for JB. More points in the bag, more experience in the car. Looks nice and smooth, actually, in that Mustang. First season in V8s for JB. Getting more comfortable with the car, understanding how it drives, and the strange qualities of this car, where you put your foot on the gas, and where you think the car's going to squirt off in a straight line, sometimes it doesn't. The back end will try and over-rotate due to the way that, if Bill was here, he'd be describing it in full detail, wouldn't he, Sam? About how the drivetrain on this car works.
Yeah, he's more competent than this one.
Yeah.
Missing Bill.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be in a position to come and join us for some broadcast soon, hopefully. Vincent's definitely catching Adam. I think you're right. I think not getting the damage repaired on Adam's car was an error. And at the same time this is going on, I think Jamie Wilson is catching. Oh no, or is it Tony catching Jamie? It's Tony catching Jamie. Right, that makes more sense. In the toe now. Down Moraine sweep here, into turn 5. So many people take such different lines. I take the Jamie line through there. And sometimes the Tony line, and sometimes the crash line. Vincent takes...
I think you miss it often, the crash line.
yeah, that's my regular. Yeah, Vincent's line through there is much more extreme in terms of how much extra track he takes on the way in. Vincent very much catching Adam now, as is Tony catching Jamie Wilson too. About similar gaps. And all good points on offer from both positions that are being fought for. Especially Jamie's. Jamie's in 4th place at the moment. He won't want to give that up. But it looks like Tony's found his mojo here. And he's very much on it now.
As we enter the last 10 minutes of the race.
Yeah, I think he'd have wanted for better from this. I know he likes Road America a lot. And you can see the effect of the toe. Just about. It's not going to be enough on this lap, I don't think. He's going to show his nose, but it's just a pantomime, that one.
A bit too far back here.
Yeah. Although at the end of Moraine's sweep, I think he's got a good chance this time round. Although he needed to be on the gas a lot earlier than he was just then. His line was...
a bit the corner.
Yeah, agree.
Couldn't get it turned. He hit the apex right, but then he got some understeer. Probably because of the air rush or something being behind Jamie that close. So, yeah. Oh.
Ooh, big twitch from, well, both, I think.
Yeah, both, I think, yes. On the roof of Tony's car, but I think got a bit of a wiggle as well.
Yeah. Alright then. Back to these two, who, it's always the same, isn't it, Sam? You go a few laps with nothing really going on, and then everybody gets together.
Yeah, it's like virtual safety car or something. Easy. Oh, 10 minutes to go. We need to regroup and start battling. Well, it's good for the broadcast, and I'm sure they're enjoying battling as well. It's better when you're than when you're on your own on track.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's always more fun. Vincent made a small mistake.
He must have done, yeah. Yeah, he's lost half a second in a couple of corners there.
Yeah, there's no off track or anything, but maybe he got a bit of a...
Out of shape, maybe?
Yeah, probably something like that. And look, another one coming.
So Chris Jackson got the tractor beam out on Simon Trendle's Team Chimera Holden Commodore. His last lap was only 0.2 faster, and Tony Kloosterman really is Oh no, Jamie's lost it at turn 3, which is actually turn 2.
Yeah, that's the grass killer. Oh, Kenzie,
Yep.
no.
Oh no,
Oh!
no!
You almost smashed him.
What are the chances of that happening? So they both did the same crash at different speeds. Because Kenzie was travelling far more rapidly through it. Let's have a look at this. So, did he get scared by Jamie's off track? Oh, that was a weird, twitchy one. Very strange. So nothing like each other's crashes, actually, were they?
A lot of things are happening right now.
Oh, what is going on for Jamie? I mean, that car is very second-hand now.
Yeah, perhaps more damage than it looks like.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a mistake. Let's see.
Got no downforce at the back now. Not that he had a great amount in at the beginning of it. I reckon this is going to be a tail stepping right. Oh no, it didn't turn in for him.
Yeah, it just missed the corner.
Yeah. Carefully rejoins.
Yeah, that cost a lot to Jamie. He was in fourth position fighting with Tony of his 9.
Yeah, that's bad for him, isn't it? That's a long way to drop. And the sister car, Simon Trendle, is going to be under a lot of pressure very shortly from Chris Jackson. And Vincent's dropped off another 3/10 from Adam Wright. And Jamie Wilson's boxed the car.
Yeah, I'll probably get that repair. Or is it Dirty Boy? No, it's
No,
not.
I
It's
don't
just
think
getting
so.
repairs now.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 people on 12 incidents.
Is it?
Yeah, but
Wow.
we're almost at the end of the race. It's okay, I think, except if they're contact each other. But yeah, Jamie is just 4 repairs, I guess.
Gonna start.
There
Everything
you
will
go.
spring back
And
on.
he should be back. There
And he's away. Yep, brilliant. I think 9th is all he can hope for now, though, because he'll be miles off the rest of the pack.
Well, he already lost quite a lot, and with the damage he had, I don't think he could have catch Nicola anyway. So
No.
to be safe for the last 5 minutes, it's better to take the repair if you still have it.
Yeah. And the most unfortunate of incidents. I mean, what are the chances of Kenzie losing it in the way that he did on the corner that Jamie's just lost control on, and randomly snapped across the track and into the back of his car? You couldn't write that, could you?
No. Except if you were in a very dirty with 2 people dating each other and
Yeah.
the second one trying to up on the first one, but that's not the case. So,
No.
yeah, that was an awkward moment, and yeah, just no luck really.
No. All the chances. So JB having a lap put on him here by Simon and Chris Jackson. Your race leader, Marco Namela, is 5 seconds down the road.
And I like to see that JB not giving up in the straight.
Yeah.
He did now just not getting in the way of Chris, which is good.
Yeah.
And it's totally what he should have done. But trying to stay with these 2 for the first corner, and he did well. I'm sure
with them.
when he started the season, he would have pulled up before turn 1. And if he kept it between these 2, he probably would have crashed in turn 1. That shows how much he's improved since the start. And that's great.
Definitely. Vincent's found Adam again, so this one's going to get tasty towards the end here. We've got about 3 minutes worth of racing still to do, so maybe 2 laps. Given the length of the lap here. Vincent super wide at turn 5, that's not going to help.
And you're very, very late.
Eh?
And asking Just the first dance. Am I too late?
Uh,
I think so. Yes.
He's going to get absolutely murdered when she finds out he's been on his phone watching the race. So I wonder if, Chris has dropped off the back of Simon, so he's lost some time in that last lap. Oh no, it must have been the lap before, because he was 0.2 quicker on his last lap, so he's lost that time a bit earlier because he was nearer than this not so long ago. Trying to see if the flagman is waving or not.
I think that's, yeah, it's waving. So that's the last lap. Less than 2 minutes to go.
And closest battle on track is Vincent here, trying desperately to get up alongside Adam, but every time he gets closer he either makes an error or Adam pulls out a slightly faster lap and just can't get alongside him. I mean, it's for 6th place as well, so it's a decent position to be fighting for.
And if we look at the head-to-head thing, they are fighting each other in the head-to-head. So,
yeah,
advantage Adam, I think, right now. And if he wins, well, if he finishes in front, that's definitely advantage to him. And Chris and Tony, again, advantage on Chris.
yeah.
But they are fighting the head-to-head, so Vincent needs to pass Adam to get a bit more points. Even though I do think one position ahead is not going to get it, but still, he wants to fight it and get it. So
He does, yeah. Marco Namela making his way through the kink for the last time. He's not got the fastest lap of the race. That is still Simon Trendle, 2:06.9. It's like a quali lap, isn't it? 2:06.9. It's crazy. Oh, that's a bit extracurricular there for Tony Klusterman, I think. Out in the dirt. And up the hill for the final time. Marco Namela is your feature race winner for tonight. Round 17. Congratulations to
next
him.
time for Marco. Finishing in reverse.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
It would, yeah. Simon and Chris finished 2nd and 3rd. Tony finishing 4th. That's Kenzie with a caved in front end of his Mustang, so...
And very slow Mustang to finish with.
Yeah.
He must be tired of fuel. Then Adam, Vincent, Nikolai. Jamie still running.
I think Kenzie just switched his machine off because he disconnected immediately before his car had even stopped rolling.
JB already crossed the line.
Yeah. So Jamie, the last running car. Unbelievable what happened there with him and Kenzie. Another great race weekend for V8s. Just got to wait for it all to run official now as Jamie makes his way back to pit road. So your race winner this evening for the feature race and second time, Marco Namela for Glacier Racing. Simon Trendle for Team Chimera finished 2nd. 3rd was Chris Jackson for NQO North America. And his teammate Tony Klusterman followed him home in 4th. 5th was Kenzie Newhoff for Racing Forces. Adam Wright finished 6th for BSTV Esports Green. Vincent Skilbeck finished 7th for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Nikolai Bogatyrev 8th for NQR Europe, with 9th being Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. JB Dejoux finished 10th. Stuart Brown and Miro didn't start this one. And that's the end of the feature race for today. So let's have a look and see if anybody's queuing to speak with us. Sam, we've got a few actually. We will start our interviews with Marco Nemela. I would say it's a good evening, but I think that's a foregone conclusion since you won both races.
Yeah, it was a good 2 races.
In the first one, you checked out. Everybody behind you was having a right royal scrap until it all went to tears. You knew nothing about it, I'm sure, because you were 20-odd seconds ahead. I take it you like Road America quite a lot.
It's a good track, but it's nothing special.
Oh, right, okay. As in it's too easy for you?
I think I had just totally different way of setting the car than the others. They were so fast on straights, I couldn't keep up, and then I was so much faster on the twisty bits.
Right, okay. So maybe a setup with much more mechanical grip helped you, well, basically corner faster than the rest of the field.
Yeah, even I think they might have had a lower wing, or I'm always running this car in max wing, so.
Giving away your secrets there, Marco. So brilliant racing, and in the second race, you made your way through, obviously, from 10th. Saw a few incidents in front of you. Kept your car clean. Was there a fuel strategy in there?
No, actually, I didn't even know how much to fuel, so I just put like 52 liters, and I hoped that was enough. So I was scared of the last laps that if there was a one extra lap.
Yeah, you caught out Nikolai Bogotarev in the first one by going the extra lap in the sprint race, but not so in the feature race. Brilliant racing tonight, and you looked absolutely smooth. I know you said it's not an amazing track, but it's definitely one that lots of people enjoy. And you're obviously very talented racing around it. Next time out, we're at a brand new track, Winton. Have you raced there at all?
No, I don't even own the track, but I also can't race that. I'm going to vacation in Monday, so.
Okay. So no Marco Nemela for the next 2 rounds. Well, you'll have to buy the track anyway, just to see what it's like. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your double victory at Road America?
Yeah, you guys, the league sponsors and all the drivers. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome stuff. In that case, our doubly victorious Marco Nemela. Finally, click the right buttons. Okay, next in line, we've got no Simon, but we do have a Chris. So we'll move on to Chris Jackson. Third in our feature race. Where did you finish in the other one? I can't remember. I usually capture the screen.
I believe P6, Pete.
P6. All right. Okay. So Road America not returning the results that we're used to seeing you have, to be fair, Chris.
I am very, very happy with the results today, actually, Pete.
All right. Okay.
My PC, I've been getting the blue screen of death this week, and I think it may be on its final legs. So I was hoping to get through today. So I'm very happy it did. But it also meant I couldn't be super aggressive out there. I was running about half frames to full frames sometimes in the VR, so it was a bit dizzying, but I'm glad we got through it.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've got quite a lot of technical issues with your setup and your rig. Are you due a new PC soon?
I am. I've been holding out and waiting to see if I'm going to get the new AMD or the new Intel, so that will be happening later this year, and then my PC woes will be behind me. Knock
Good
on wood.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, the iRacing service does put a lot of strain on a lot of PCs, especially if you want to run at a certain resolution and have all the detail and the anti-aliasing and all the other fantastic graphical qualities that the service provides. But it comes at a cost, and PCs don't last forever, so hopefully we get that sorted sooner rather than later, and we'll see you back up at the pointy end where we know that you're used to finishing.
I look forward to it.
Have you got anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your third step on the podium for the feature?
Mary, my wife, she's watching the kids right now, so thank you, babe, love you. Logan, Ella, hello. You guys for the broadcast, Simability, our sponsor, the team, everyone who shows up week in, week out in races. Tonight was fantastic racing. There were some close battles, some unlucky contact, but I think the I rating must have been, between 3,500 and 4,000 out there today. So it wasn't a huge field, but it was huge I rating.
Yeah, and we saw it in all the battling that was going on, especially in that sprint race. There was 7 vying for second place at one point before it all went a little bit wrong in the last corner. And were you the one that shunted your teammate who shunted Adam? And I think you ended up with loss of speed and power in your car. Or that's what it looked like anyway in that one. Yeah,
I came around that corner and I saw smoke, and it puts a lot of strain on the PC. So I was sitting around 30 frames and stuttering, and I saw Nikolai going right, and I went right, and I think we all just I collected into Nikolai. I think he collected into Adam, and it was a bit of a mess. But the racing was so tight for so many laps. It was a lot of fun.
It was stunning to watch, and you're always in the thick of it. And we were saying so much about how much trust there is in each other in this league. Cars running side by side for lap after lap. Team Chimera boys were addicted to it seemed. And it's just amazing. What a great league we have here.
It truly is. I was definitely enjoying it. I had a pretty good view in the first race of the Chimera boys, side by side. Same with Kenzie and I believe Simon. They were side by side, lap after lap. So it was a lot of fun to watch.
Well, hopefully we'll see you out at Winton. Hopefully not with any graphical issues for that track, although it is a new one, so it'll be quite demanding on everybody's PCs. But hopefully we'll see you there.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks a lot for the broadcast. Take care. Cheers, bye.
Excellent stuff. Right. Next, we'll get in one half of Team Chimera, and it's Simon Trendle. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, you've had a busy night, haven't you?
Yes.
Your sprint race and Jamie's sprint race, side by side with, I don't know, half a dozen cars. 7 cars fighting for second place, effectively. At the end of it, you finished 3rd in the first race and 2nd in the feature. You've had a very productive evening.
Yeah, it could have been more. I was past Kenzie several times and then I would immediately throw it away in the last corner because I was trying to brake later because I've been trying behind Kenzie. I had to brake early. So I was trying to find my brake point again, and every time I'd screw it up and then run wide and then back past, and it did it about 3 times, and it really annoyed me.
Well, I think you and Jamie are addicted to driving 2x2 through nearly all the corners on the track, because that's what you were doing for most of the sprint race. We were saying how much trust you must have in the other racers in this field in order to do that corner after corner.
Well, trust is when you're on the outside and you're trusting not to run you wide. When you're on the inside, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
You can run them off the road. I did that to Jamie, I think, in the first race. But I was pretty sure I could catch, but I couldn't. I couldn't catch Kenzie. The tyres, the slide that I'd saved, just had wrecked the rear tyres. And it was like driving the truck at Watkins Glen again. It's just sideways everywhere.
Oh dear! But from a broadcast and a viewer perspective, what a show that you put on tonight. That was fantastic. And towards the end there in that feature race, Chris was very slowly closing you down, but just didn't have enough to catch you. So second place, 2 podiums. What a great night for you.
Yeah, it worked out well. I'm annoyed that the one time I actually got a good start, I then got screwed by the first corner instant.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time I can get a good start and actually make it through the first corner with the benefits of the good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yep, you guys for running the league, doing the broadcast, everyone who turns up for the races, because obviously if there wasn't other people to race, it wouldn't be any fun, and it was a lot of fun today. And Jamie for not wrecking me when we were side by side, and Simability just because of what they do.
Awesome stuff. Winton is the next destination for this league. Have you raced much at Winton?
I did the GT4 race.
Ah, right.
Won that, so maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you there, and we hope that you have the same fortune that you've had here.
Cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, we did. Thank you very much, Simon Trendle. Right then. Next up, we will. Oh, it's a bit of a toss-up between the two. Between Tyler. What? Between Tony and Jamie, because they finished similarly in each of the races. We'll go for Tony, I think. Let me get Tony in here. There we go. Do this. And we should have Tony Kloosterman in the booth. Good evening, Tony.
Good evening, Pete. How are you?
Oh, good, thanks. So, well, let's see. Where did you finish? Have you done 2 4th places?
5th and 4th, I believe.
5th and 4th. 4th and... yes, that's right, yeah. Sorry. So, race 1, 600 people all trying to compete for 2nd place. And 2 wide around most of the corners with the Chimera boys. Very competitive nights racing. Did you avoid all the different contacts and?
I tried the best I could.
Yeah.
I had a couple of self-inflicted moments.
Yeah, we saw you go extracurricular at turn 3, I think it is, which is actually turn 2.
Yeah.
And somewhere else as well, but I can't remember which turn that was.
Oh, it was that corner.
Right, okay, 2 at the same one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But otherwise, what a night's race, and I was exhausted commentating on the first one, and then I had another hour to do. I was like, what?
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that even though we only had a small amount of people tonight, that the racing is ultra competitive, and the guys in the league are just top notch. Really, really good racing, and we had a lot of pack racing tonight, which was good. So yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's funny. It always ebbs and flows. There's a few laps where nobody's near anybody else, and then all of a sudden everybody starts racing. Sam doesn't know where to point the cameras. I don't know what to talk about first. V8s have given us a great show again, and Simability will have had some great sponsorship because your cars were in full view for, well, all the race. Winton's the next destination for these cars. I think you must have raced there already at least once, have you?
I have practiced there.
Okay.
The 1 week when the officials were on, I didn't get an official race. So I think Winton is going to be extremely difficult. Someone will have to make a mistake to get around, or people will have to use the bumper. It's just one of those tracks. The straights aren't long enough and the corners are too tight.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see. Qualifying obviously will be critical for the first race. And then I think you have to hope that people make mistakes in the second race if you're going to try and make it from 10th on back. So we'll see what happens. It's a new track, and we should race there. The real cars race there, so we should as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We need more of those Aussie tracks for these cars, and has done his first dance with 1 hour and 44 minutes into the broadcast today. So we told him he was a little bit late for racing. And Nikolai says that somebody definitely threw banana peels onto the track for the second race because he was all over the place. Was the track evolution quite dramatic from race to race, or did you not notice that?
It heated up quite a bit in the second race, and I was actually quite surprised because I went so long in race 2, 18 laps, and my tires were actually in pretty good shape.
Mhm.
So that made that short second stint all the much better. I was able to have good pace and was able to hunt Jamie down after a bit, and then he pulled a Tony into turn 3 there. He did exactly what I had done previously.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a gift, but yeah, it was a good race.
Oh, good. Well, anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, I have to give a shout out to all my teammates that aren't here this weekend. So Bob's at Nürburgring enjoying the 24 hours. Greg's at home. His daughter has come home for the summer, so he had to pick her up at the airport. And Ant went and got married on us, so I'm not even sure if we'll ever see him race again. But yeah, shout out to all the guys on the team. Chris obviously had a good race again today, and Nikolai was doing okay until the banana peels came out, so good on them. Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, obviously, and Simability, our longtime sponsor, Wild Rides. Thanks.
Awesome stuff. And great racing tonight, Tony Kloosterman.
Thank you. Take care.
Right. On to the other half of Team Chimera, Jamie Wilson. Good evening.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. So, first race, 4th place, and we think that you're addicted to driving side by side with people through most of the turns on the track. Because that's what you and Simon were doing for most of it. Behind one another for most of it as well. That must have been brilliant racing.
I haven't got my breath back from that yet, let alone the second race.
I haven't either. I had to commentate on it. I didn't know what to talk about next. Sam didn't know which way to point the cameras. It was absolutely bonkers. It was a brilliant race to watch, but exhausting.
It was so much fun, that first race. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm glad I flubbed the start again, because it put me in a position to have the most fun with that field. So yeah, it was really good.
And did you bog on the feature race start as well? Were you the car that didn't go?
Yes, that was Will's. The thing is, though, with that, we've done so much practice with that, Simon and I, and we're refining it. We were like doing loads in the warm-up session, not loads. We did a few in the warm-up session and stuff. And every time we end up actually doing it, we're like 1% out on something, and it just flubs the start. So I only just triggered the wheel spin, like just by this tiniest little smidge. If I had like blinked at the same time, it would have been enough off the throttle for it to be fine. It's annoying, but yeah, didn't impact me that much, to be honest, because there's so much argy-bargy and elbows going on that I was able to just brake into that field. But by the time we got down to turn 5, so it was fine.
Yeah. Awesome, and I'm officially coining you as the unluckiest driver on the track. Kenzie got a strike in the bowling ball Olympics, because I couldn't believe how ridiculous that was. He lost control of the car in a completely random way, nothing like following you in what you did, etc. But he would not do anything but hit you. It was just unreal, and you were miles away from the track. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And you were doing really well. I think you were in 4th or 5th?
4th. Yeah,
4th.
Stave off Tony for another 4 laps. Yeah, I did laugh at that when I saw it. I was confused at the first. I was like, how the hell did he manage that? But yeah, I looked at it afterwards and was just like, yeah, it needed the Wii bowling music to play. Yeah.
That was just, I mean, of all the places, just ridiculous.
But the thing is, I was running lower wing than everyone. I think, or everyone that was just in the chat just now. I was at 17, or I would have been on the lower end. But it turns out you do need some rear wing, because by the time I got to turn 6, it was like, yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, and everybody could see you shopping in the boot, of course, which is always embarrassing, isn't it? But yeah, Nikolai was saying on the chat that someone had thrown banana skins on turn 3. Tony definitely agrees with that one, because he was off there twice in the sprint race. But what a night's racing! That was brilliant. We got Winton next time. I know you've driven it in GT4 TCR League. Have you put a V8 round it yet?
I have, yeah, because the recent Real Series went there. So that kind of prompted me to do a couple of laps, and actually I picked up a couple of things from the real event that applied in the sim quite nicely, different to how I was driving it, which is quite interesting. But
yeah, keep those secrets to yourself.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Simon won't even know. But no, I really like the track. And it's one of these unfortunate tracks, Netterton's the same, where it's got an unfair reputation for very little reason. Like, yes, it's hard to drive around, and it's not necessarily a great passing track, but there are loads of other tracks that are well enjoyed by everyone that have the same credentials. It's just because it's a bit featureless and located in the middle of nowhere, I guess, is the reason that people, and it's not really got any elevation, but I quite like it. It's a different challenge, and people should embrace that. I mean, Dick Johnson famously described it as like running a marathon around your clothesline, which is quite appropriate. Well, that was the short track, to be fair, but yeah, no, I think it'd be really good. I've done a load of practice starts there. Some more of those, and yeah, it's all about attacking curbs and making the most out of slow corners and stuff, which is an interesting driving challenge. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Cool. And anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go? Probably all the people you were racing side by side through all the corners with that you can trust implicitly, apparently.
Exactly that. Yeah, I mean, Chris was great. Tony was great. It's a bit unfortunate what happened with Adam. I didn't see that Simon was sideways until it was too late, so I sort of contributed to that a little bit, unintentionally. But yeah, no, you can trust the whole fit. Like, even JB at the front and the second race, we're not thinking, oh God, is someone inexperienced, he's going to make a meal of it. He's credit to him for sticking around as well. I know he had his moment. He basically got force pushed from space at turn 6 on the first lap, but which is easily done. Everyone's done that, but he's got the right attitude to it, and it's nice to see him still soldiering on at the end there. So yeah, and to yourselves for putting it all on, and all the usuals, really.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll see you out at Winton. Hopefully nobody will bowling you from 6 million miles away, like you had in the second race here. That was so unfortunate. But fantastic entertainment yet again, Jamie. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
All right. And then the last of our interviewees for the evening is Vincent Skilbeck. Good evening.
Evening.
Excuse me. So, a night of mixed fortunes for you, I suppose. 8th in the first race, 7th in the second race, I think. So consistent, if nothing else. We saw you in some fracas with other cars. Was it the beginning of the second race where there was some solid air going on? Was that with Adam? I think it was. I think it might have been Adam.
Yeah, I don't think it was fully solid air because I felt the bump, and I got steering damage from it straight away. So
yeah, because I was going to say after that you lacked the speed, the overall speed. I'm guessing that was in the corners.
Yeah, it was understeering a little bit. I had straight line speed, but yeah, it just was dying on me in the corners, which was kind of annoying me. But I dealt with it.
Yeah, and in the sprint race, which was absolutely crackers from a broadcast viewing perspective, because everybody was driving around it 2x2 for most of the race. You were in that group that was fighting for second place, weren't you? You just towards the rear of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I bumped my pit limiter on the start, so I pretty much went nowhere. And then the rest of the race I was just playing catch up, but I made a few mistakes in the first race which kept me out of touch with that lot. But every time they started fighting with each other, I gained the places back, and then I'd make a mistake and fall off again. But it was fun trying to get back. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you into a little secret also to do with the pit limiter. And the reason that I don't flash cars anymore is twofold. One, I don't like people that flash me, so I don't do it to others. And two, I once did go to flash someone, but hit the pit limiter button instead, and my car looked like it had been electrocuted, and I crashed. So I don't do it anymore. Next race out is Winton. It's on your shores, isn't it?
Yes,
You
it
probably watch it every time the supercars go there, and you've probably done a number of races by now at Winton in this car, have you?
Surprisingly, no. I have done a few practice laps and test sessions and stuff like that. So I do know my way around it. I've driven a few cars around Winton, so I kind of know where the brake markers and stuff are. I'll just have to find a decent setup for Winton. I think I got one off Hoff a couple of weeks ago when he did 60 odd laps or something in a race around there, so I might use that and change it a little bit. But yeah, it should be interesting race.
Yeah. And tonight's been fantastic as well. And you've been in the thick of quite a lot of battles. In the second one, you were chasing Adam, and every time I said, "Oh, he's caught him again now," the next lap, the gap had got bigger. I was like, "Why do I even bother?"
Yeah, it was around the right-hand sweeper at the back there. He was just getting through there a little bit quicker than I was, and he was only pulling away by like maybe a couple of tenths, and then I catch him back up in the draft.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good fun. So
no, that's good, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Enjoying the racing.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just everyone over at Willy Bins that keeps our sessions running every week. You guys for the broadcast, everyone in the league for all the fun racing and mobility.
Awesome stuff. Hopefully you can get yourself a podium finish at Winton. Home ground advantage and all that business. And we look forward to seeing you race there. So thank you very much for tonight. Very entertaining. Vincent Skillback.
Catch you guys.
Brilliant. Well, that was another V8 triumph, in my opinion, Sam. Highly entertaining. Lots of incidents. Some crazy door-to-door racing that you can only get with this league, I think.
Yeah, it was rubbish racing, to be honest. I didn't like it at all. No. Really not looking forward to race it with the boys. Really not.
Yeah, you're going to participate next season, aren't you?
Well, hopefully.
That
I heard
means I've
some
got
people
to
say you got better at the camera, so thinking about it, yes.
I'm going to have to practice my slow-mo every time that you're spinning or crashing. Slow-mo.
Well, we'll try not to.
Yeah, clearly. Winton's
going to be example on Adam.
Yeah. Winton's going to be a tasty race for these cars, isn't it? It really is. It's just a track of hairpin bends, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done a bit of practice there, and same with Jamie. I saw real life guys doing it, and you can really apply a few things on the track in iRacing. It's amazing to see the real cars going around that real track, and you doing the same in the sim.
Yeah.
That's just great. Really looking forward to the racing. I think Jamie said the right thing. The track is underrated. I'm sure it produced great racing, and even more with the easy eyes going around. That's going to be great.
It takes very talented racers to make a very entertaining race, and we've got all that in spades in this league. I've already been through what's going on in the next couple of weeks. Just don't forget that tomorrow is the Poopcast, episode 2, where me and Clyde will talk nonsense and some interesting stuff. Imola in the middle of the week for the GT4 TCR League. Hopefully Clyde can get back from work this time and I can go racing. And then we've got Alt F4 next weekend. So stay safe, everybody. I'm going to close the broadcast in a second and hand over to Sam to do the same and say goodbye. So thanks for joining us tonight from wherever you're watching. And if you're watching on repeat, hope you enjoy it and you rewind it several times because you'll have to for that sprint race at least. and we'll catch you next time out. So thanks, everybody. Thanks to Simability for sponsoring us again, and good night.
And good night, everybody. Thanks to all the drivers with the show today. It was great fun. I really enjoyed watching, and hopefully you do the same next time. See ya.